Hey all, and welcome back to our Should I Change My Career series. I'm Chelsea with Proactive Happiness, and welcome to episode 4. So in today's episode, we are going to recap what we talked about in episode 3, and then we're gonna pose a couple of additional questions and start to wrap this up. So as we talked about in episode 3, we asked you the questions of what's missing in your career, or flipped around a little bit, what is present that you don't want to have. Okay, so why does this matter? Of course this matters because if there is an element that's missing, if there is something that you're getting too much of, it may be an easy fix, right? You may have to put in some effort, of course, nothing is that easy, but it may be something as simple as changing your situation to bring something else in, or talking to your management team about getting away from something that you're really not enjoying. So those may be some easy fixes when you think of things in the grand scheme. So the next thing we asked you in episode 3 was, what are your career goals? Okay, so like I said in the last episode, this is a big question, right? And it's one that people really struggle with. But unfortunately, it's really hard to figure out where you should go with your career, what your next step should be, unless you know where you want to go at the end of the day. So until you get clear on your career goals and your life goals, right? Because those two are very tied together. Until you get clear on where you want to take both your career and your life, you really can't figure out what your next step should be in your career. So this is the foundation for the question of whether you should change your career. So hopefully you've spent some time thinking about it and you've gotten some answers for yourself on that question. Okay, so let's get into today's topics. So the first question I have for you today to think about is, how dire is your situation? When I think about changing careers, and I'm sure you've realized at this point that changing careers does not happen overnight. So if there's any way that you can make some tweaks to your current situation to get through for a little bit longer, it's going to be a big benefit for you. The more that you can do now to position yourself to change careers, the better off you will be, okay? So what I mean by that is things like getting recommendations on your LinkedIn, polishing up your resume, polishing up your cover letter, things like that, and then testing the waters, okay? So what I mean when I say testing the waters is that if you're thinking about different career choices, see if there are things that you can do now to help you get a better understanding of those careers, and maybe see if it is something you're interested in. Can you volunteer to do things that are in that realm? Can you talk to people who are already doing that job? Get a little more insight into what the job is really like, what the career is really like. And if you can stay in your current situation for a little bit longer while you put in that legwork, you're going to be a lot better off. Okay, so then the next thing I want to discuss today, the next topic for you to think about, is kind of related to the first one, and that is, what skills and abilities do you have that are transferable? When I talk to my clients and they're at this point of thinking about this question, a lot of times they're like, I don't know, I can't think of anything that I have related to my current career that could be transferable. Take a step back, think about it as if it was somebody else's job, and think about what underlying skills and abilities you have from your background, from your current career, anything that would be transferable to another career. I guarantee you there's some out there. So spend some time thinking about that. Okay, so in the next episode, we're gonna wrap everything up. We're gonna summarize everything that we've talked about throughout the series, and hopefully you will be able to come to the conclusion of whether you should make a career change. If you've come to the conclusion that yes, you should, we'll also have some next steps for you. So we'll see you next time. If you need help, you know where to find us, proactivehappiness.com. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss our final episode.